Hello, TrustSwap community. Jeff Kurdakis here to explain the new long-term staking pool that has just launched. This has been in development for quite some time, and it is now live and running smooth. So what is the difference between the long-term staking pool and our old staking pool or other staking options across crypto? First off, in other staking pools across crypto, you can just stake your tokens into a pool. You say stake 1,000 tokens, somebody else stakes 1,000 tokens. If you're the only two people in the pool, you each staked 1,000, you'd split the rewards 50-50. That's easy enough. In the long-term staking pool, what we introduce is the ability for people to earn more without having to buy more tokens. So how can you do that? It's by staking for longer, by committing to a certain time period. So in that same scenario, let's say you have 1,000 tokens and your friend has 1,000 tokens. If they stake for 30 days, which is the minimum length to stake in the long-term staking pool, they get a 1x multiplier. So they have a score of 1,000. They staked 1,000 tokens, 1x multiplier, 1,000 points. If you stake 1,000 tokens for the max is 5 years, which gives a 10x multiplier, you now have 10,000 points. So they have 10,000 points. Sorry, you have 10,000 points. They have 1,000 points. Now, when the rewards are coming in, you are earning approximately 10 times as much as your friend or the other person in that pool. And so that expands out. It can be you and one other person. It can be you versus the entire rest of the staking pool, millions of tokens in the pool. If you aren't a whale, if you don't have access to huge amounts of capital, you can stake your funds long term and still earn considerably higher APYs and staking rewards. In addition, if you do hold large amounts of swap tokens, if you stake those for 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, any longer period of time, you're also going to be earning that multiplier. And that multiplier is definitely going to be paying out. So some people have potentially concerns. Does that mean that the people who are staking for 30 days aren't going to earn as much because everybody else proportionately is staking longer? And the answer is yes. Right now in the TrustSwap staking pool, people are earning an average of about 4.5% APY. That is going to drastically increase for those who are staking, a couple of years or longer. For the people who are staking 30 days, they're going to have a smaller piece of the pie. So their stake share will definitely go down. Now, that said, there are actually going to be more rewards distributed in the long-term staking pool than our old staking pool. So our old staking pool, we were doing 10,000 swap every 3 days. What we've done now is we've pre-funded 1 million swap for the year as a baseline. That's the baseline rewards. In addition, the revenue that we're earning from Team Finance, from the crypto app, from Swappable, we're using that to buy back swap tokens, and then we're distributing portions of that into the staking pool as well. So that means that 1 million swap will continue to grow. So as you stake, your APY should actually be increasing over time as more rewards are added into the pool, even if you do nothing. So again, just to clarify, the amount of rewards that are going to be put in are larger. You have the ability to stake longer, which is now increasing how much APY you can earn. The longer you stake, the more you earn. And you can also auto compound your rewards or compound the rewards. So as you earn your rewards, as you're staking, you're going to be seeing every single hour rewards come in. And what you can do is you can say auto compound, or you can manually compound those rewards so that it keeps adding. And if you guys know the power of compound interest, that will drastically send your APY much, much higher than if you just, set it, forget it, and then without the compounding effect, because the compounding increases your principal all the time. So you can compound, you can also increase your length at any time, and you can increase your stake at any time. So at any time, you can take your rewards, say, hey, I'm going to auto compound these. You can take more swap that you have purchased or that you hold in the wallet. You can add that to your stake, and you can also increase the length of your stake. So if you stake for 2 years and you say, hey, listen, I'm getting a 3x multiplier right now. I'd like to get a 10x on this stake. You can do that. So you just increase the length and you are good to go. Disclaimer, if you increase the length or when you set any stake, there is no going back. So if you commit to 5 years, congratulations, you know, we're in this together now for 5 years. So a good strategy is potentially laddering stakes, you know, set the most amount for 5 years, and then maybe have some unlocking at year two, maybe at year one, something like this if you need liquidity in the short term. Or you could just stake everything 5 years and ride the APY rewards, just collecting those and using that as the liquidity that you may need. So a couple strategies there. So how does this affect launchpads? As it stands right now, we're going to be taking your longest stake. So if your longest stake is 5 years, or if your longest stake is 2 years, and we're going to be calculating a score from that based on how much you've staked and for how long. And then that's your launchpad multiplier. There will be a link to that chart and that table on how that all works. But again, just make that longest stake your main stake. You want everything packed into the end. That's where you're going to get the highest APY, the largest launchpad allocations, the most rewards. So that's all that I have at top of mind right now. There's a lot more that we can dive into on the long-term staking pool. But in short, this is going to be a huge benefit, not just for the people like yourselves who are staking, but for the TrustSwap ecosystem and the swap token as a whole. As we take all of the swap tokens, or a large majority of them, and lock them away for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, that now removes them from the circulating supply, removes them away from people trading them, sell pressure, all these kinds of things. So that creates very interesting mechanics on the token that I think you all know exactly what happens there. So this is going to be a huge net positive, long-term staking. Everyone's locked or secured away for the long term. We're all in this together, and it's a huge benefit for everyone involved, for the individuals who are staking, for the collective, because everyone knows we're in this together. We're all supportive. We're out there doing guerrilla marketing, organic grassroots marketing, and the ecosystem rewards are fantastic. One thing also, in addition, that I quite like about the long-term staking pool is, in normal staking pools, the problem with staking rewards is that they get paid out to people. And let's say it's, 40% APY or whatever it may be. They then take those tokens and sell them on the open market immediately. So what happens to the token price? The token price crashes. Nobody wants that. So what long-term staking pool does is actually takes the majority of those rewards and distributes it to those who are staking for the longer term, 5 years, 4 years. So it drastically mitigates and moves much further down the road that potential sell pressure. So, in the short term, 1, 2, 3 years, it's really blue skies ahead. And then once we get to year 4 or 5, we have these people auto compounding, updating their stakes, pushing it down the line. So this is really a good strategy and methodology for ensuring that we're able to distribute very large staking rewards to our largest and longest supporters, while also mitigating sell pressure and volatility. So this is something I'm quite excited about. It's live now. Give it a try. We've launched it on the Ethereum blockchain. Soon to come, it will be live on Polygon, and then Binance Smart Chain, and then it is going on Avalanche. So that's the order of operations. Each pool will have the same APY. So what it is on Polygon, it'll be on ETH. It'll be proportional. So ensure that. First, we're going to roll out with ETH, find our baseline APY, and then adjust accordingly across the other 3 chains one by one. It's going to be a nice, smooth, and methodical rollout, because we're long-term staking pool, 5 years. We're going to ensure we're getting this right. Took us a while to get our audits, and all things are on the up and up. The UI will continuously improve. This is just the first iteration. So thank you guys for the patience on iteration number 1, the beta, and we will continue to improve the UI and the staking experience with new tools, new features, insights and stats, things of that nature. It'll be incredibly robust. And if you have any suggestions, let me know, leave a comment. Would love to hear what you guys think. And that's it from me. Thanks a lot.